It is now time to take you behind the scenes of the hit show Madam Secretary. New episodes are starting this Sunday on CBS.
So in case you haven't seen it yet, the show centers around Secretary of State Elizabeth McCord, played by Téa Leoni, and there's a new member of the team, policy advisor Kat Sandoval, played by actress Sara Ramirez. Let's take a look.
Ma'am, Jay has Chloe tonight, so he's monitoring the situation from home.
Understood. Where are we on the situation?
I've set up an emergency call with Foreign Minister Abdoni,
Who is standing by to teach us an advanced course in Russian expletives, if his preliminary email is any indication.
I saw it. Some of the phrases were pretty imaginative.
Ma'am, I hate to ask, but what's going on with the president?
Look, let's just focus on containing the damage, okay?
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I suppose the challenge in this call with Avdonin is to walk the delicate line of not undermining the president's position while assuring Russia there are no immediate plans to respond to the Sofia situation with force.
Piece of cake.
As we mentioned, Sara Ramirez plays Kat Sandoval on the show, and she joins us now on the set. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you both. Thank you for having me.
So, Kat's about her business.
Yeah, she's all about business.
Yeah.
No, she is the foreign policy advisor to the Secretary of State, played by Téa Leoni, and I'm so grateful to be on the show. It's been a thrill. And as you can see, we've got this episode 12 coming up, Sound and Fury.
Yeah, it deals with the 25th Amendment.
Where have I heard about that before?
From the headlines?
Where did that come up before? I don't. Yeah, it's really wild. But we do. We actually, what happens in the episode is there is a sound attack on the U.S. Embassy in Bulgaria, and there was a sound attack in the news recently too in Cuba, which is wild.
Yeah.
So there's a sound attack, and so President Dalton on the show, he has a very uncharacteristically aggressive response, so much so that the entire cabinet has a meeting and considers evoking the 25th Amendment. So if you tune in this Sunday, viewers will get to learn and see exactly what the steps are that a cabinet must take in order to evoke the 25th Amendment.
So it's interesting, they are reacting to the President of the United States, the fictional President of the United States, taking an aggressive action against a country that may have harmed U.S. interests, and then the fictional folks in the White House decide to take the approach to the 25th Amendment. That's just one thing that president did on television.
That's right.
What are you suggesting?
I don't know if it's ripped from the headlines. It sounds very
well. What's interesting is that the episode was actually written in October, November.
Is that right?
Yes, Barbara Hall wrote the episode. Barbara Hall's the creator and showrunner, and actually she titled the episode "Sound and Fury" after a speech in Macbeth.
You're kidding me.
This
nothing to
do with the book.
Isn't that wild?
That came out, Fire and Fury.
Yeah, Fire and Fury. So let me ask you
Does
this.
she have the numbers to the lotto?
I don't
she's
know.
got a gift,
We
I
need to
think.
get her on the line. Find out.
Are you the prep that you needed to do to step into this role? Did you talk to members of any administration, this current one or the previous?
No. Well, so this show has been on for four years now. They're in their fourth season now, and I came in sort of late to the party mid-season. So I really rely on my cast and crew. I mean, they've been doing this for 4 years, so they know what protocol looks like. They know what the energy is. They know what the urgencies are. And so obviously this show is actually teaching me a lot. I know a lot of us have become politicized in the last several years for various reasons. And so I'm thrilled to be able to come in and learn how this works, you know, from something as simple as, no, nobody brings in their phones to the Department of State. They leave them outside. To various other forms of protocol that are really important and very sort of top secret and all that good stuff. But it's thrilling to be in this world, this make-believe world. But what's really exciting and what I know I need right now is to participate in a politically aspirational take on things. Right, so this show is an aspirational show, and we're getting to see a lot of women in top leadership positions make these amazing decisions, influential decisions, and influencing the President of the United States in all these various ways. And so we're centering women in a lot of different ways. Kat Sandoval is now one of those. We've got a lot of different, very diverse cast and crew. And so we're seeing both on screen folks leading with integrity, compassion, empathy, intelligence, emotional intelligence, cultural competency. As well as off camera. So it's just an exciting culture to be a part of on that set. It's a great work family, and I'm just really grateful to be a new part of it.
You said you were late to the party. What are the challenges of sort of coming into a show midstream? It's already a very successful show. Fans have expectations.
Sure. Yes.
What are the challenges?
Well, I think, in any work culture, there's, there are relationships established, and it is kind of coming late to a party.
Right.
People have their ways of relating to one another.
It's like being a new kid in school.
Exactly. Yeah. And so you show up kind of wondering, who you're going to sit next to at the cafeteria table. And so, it's just about taking those moments, those beats to kind of like feel everyone out. They're feeling me out, I'm feeling them out. We're slowly getting to know one another. There's no rush. I actually wasn't made a series regular until episode 12, which is the one that's airing this Sunday. So episode 12 is actually my first as a series regular.
Oh, that's cool.
But the 3 before that were episodes 7, 8, and 9. And so we had those 3 episodes to kind of get to know one another.
Yeah.
And it's just about sharing space,
Yeah.
respectfully.
Yeah.
So let me ask you about, and I've asked a lot of actresses this, what's it like, you've been in the business for a while, what's it like right now to be a woman in Hollywood, to be a woman on television, on, appearing in people's living rooms and on big screens, given what's transpired in the last, year or so?
Yeah, it's exciting. It is a sense of responsibility, I think, because where we occupy space, we are responsible for the dynamics that we co-create. We are responsible for the ways that we stay silent or speak up. And I'm really thankful to Hollywood for being willing to start these conversations around sexual harassment and gender equity. I think that this is more than just a moment. That, a lot of people have been saying this, but it's for a reason. This is a movement. This is not just a moment, and it's in thanks, in a large part, due to all the activists that have been doing this work for much longer than this particular moment, and due to so many women and some men who have been courageous enough to speak up and choose not to stay silent and share stories with each other and the world. And so I'm curious to see how Hollywood and our society at large is actually going to take these conversations and do some work internally, systemically, to really create long-lasting, tangible change.
Yeah, because we've talked about this, that it's not just wearing black or using a hashtag. You need to see real change behind those actions. And when you see a story that's been reported by several news outlets that one actress is making a lot less than an actor on a movie, and you say to yourself, well, that doesn't seem fair to a lot of people, that for the same job a woman would get paid less.
Right, and it's sort of a microcosm of what we see in all industries, right? There are so many women doing the same amount of work and not, experiencing that equality financially. So I think that it's about top leadership and the ways that they're willing to have these conversations with integrity, and again, creating a safe space to have these conversations, because I think in a lot of cases people are afraid of what the repercussions will look like. So I think it's a thrilling time right now to be part of this conversation. And the thing that I love the most about, particularly the other night at the Golden Globes, was seeing these amazing, beautiful, wonderful, multicultural, intersectional activists in the forefront, centered, in mainstream, in a position that normally we wouldn't see them in. And so, let's cross-pollinate more. Let's get involved in each other's industries more and create that solidarity that crosses those industry boundaries, because we're actually all in it together, no matter what the industry is. And that's the thing that we all have in common, is our humanity.
I'm curious about the choices of characters that you choose to play. Just in listening to how you're talking about this and how you are talking about the character that you play on this show, are you thoughtful when you pursue certain characters? Are you trying to tell a particular story?
With Kat Sandoval, this was a very intentional choice. I had taken some time off. I took some space to really consider how I wanted to, if I wanted to, step back in to this kind of work. And the opportunity came up in such an organic way. Barbara Hall and Laurie McCreary, who's also executive producer and showrunner, sat down with me and had a meeting with me at the perfect time where I was actually open to considering any of this. And so the context and the timing is really what influenced this particular choice of taking this particular role. And they were so open and are so open to collaborating with me in different ways that was also very inviting. And so the political context was very exciting to me, and also, the fact that they were willing to embrace a haircut I had already gotten, and where I said, this is going to be the hair, just so you know. And everybody signed off on it and embraced this sort of new aesthetic, and that was also something I really appreciated. So there were definitely intentional choices and decisions made, but they couldn't have been made without my top leadership supporting me in that collaboration and willing to say yes to that. So.
By the way, if you like the hair, you can't get it. It's her own specialty. Cuts her own hair. We learned that.
Actually, I don't cut it. Kane cuts it. My awesome barber, Kane.
Okay, sorry.
My barber, Kane from
Her.
Kane out in Brooklyn.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
yes.
All right. Well, we love it.
Yeah, we
were
do.
talking about it
Thank
before the
you.
camera started rolling. We're
Thank
like,
you
you look
very
good.
much. I love it too.
Sara Ramirez, thank you so much for joining us. A pleasure talking to you.
Thank you for having me. Likewise.
Well, just a reminder, you can watch Madam Secretary Sundays at 10, 9 Central on CBS.